Start the clock.
This is Valley View News.
Steps are being taken to increase pedestrian safety around the CSUN campus. A boxing champion takes on environmental issues. And the new sport taking flight in Simi Valley.
Good afternoon and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Cynthia Martinez.
And I'm Ashley Atwood. Officials are taking extraordinary measures to cut the alarming increase in pedestrian fatalities and injuries around the CSUN campus. Valley View News' Mariana Enriquez has the story.
Police are doing a sting operation. They are pulling over cars that do not stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. But this CSUN student says more needs to be done.
It's really tragic because, there's a lot of cars that go through here.
More than 15 officers went on different sides of this Northridge intersection, handing out more than 80 tickets during the sting.
We have officers that are in plain clothes walking, obviously I am, and just the regular students from CSUN and the surrounding businesses crossing the street, and they're also almost getting hit out here. So no, this has been very effective.
The sound of emergency vehicles like this one have become common in the San Fernando Valley. 10 pedestrians have died this year. Helen Zhang lives nearby.
I mean, this street is always busy, and I see maybe an accident here like once every few months.
However, the CSUN Department of Public Safety says it's not only the motorist's fault.
Students and other people that decide to cross the walks, they also need to take responsibility for themselves as well.
Distractions like skateboards, bikes, food, and cell phones are also a big part of the problem.
Something obviously needs to be done.
And like the people who live and work here, city officials want to do something about the pedestrian fatalities.
But first, looking at the cause and effect. What are causes of the, what are causing these accidents? And then hopefully making some good, smart recommendations to LADOT and the LAPD to say, here's what I think would work.
The Northridge Neighborhood City Council says they're trying to establish more streets like the ones behind me that have blinking lights to make the city a safer place.
Some officials say they also intend to take pedestrian safety as far as the state legislature. In Northridge, Mariana Enriquez for Valley View News.
Somali pirates have vowed retaliation after the deaths of their 3 colleagues. The pirates were killed by U.S. Navy snipers in the rescue of American cargo ship Captain Richard Phillips, who was held hostage off the coast of Somalia. Many experts believe the killings will increase the number of attacks on the 20,000 ships that pass through the Gulf of Aden annually. The International Maritime Bureau says the pirates still hold about a dozen ships carrying more than 200 crew members.
Florida law enforcement has launched an investigation into a boating accident that killed 5 people and injured 7 last week near St. Augustine. The incident happened when a 22-foot boat holding 12 passengers rammed into a 20-foot tugboat. The tugboat was at a dock and boat launch under construction. Toxicology studies will be done on the driver of the boat.
The Obama administration loosens restrictions on travel to Cuba for Cuban Americans. The decision is announced just days before Obama leaves for the Summit of the Americas in Trinidad and Tobago. In a move that some members of Congress say is vital, the sale of agricultural and pharmaceutical products to Cuba will also be facilitated. Opponents say the change will only serve to strengthen the Castro regime.
Approximately 1 in 5 Americans smoke cigarettes. But that number may change when the recent federal tax hike on tobacco. Cynthia Martinez has the story.
The rise in federal taxes has some smokers putting their cigarettes down. On April 1st, the tax hike on tobacco went into effect, raising the price per pack as much as $1. Many store owners began increasing their prices on their tobacco products last month. The cigarette tax increase is expected to produce more than $31 billion over the next 4 years, which will go towards funding for children's health care programs. Even with the money going towards a good cause, some smokers feel they are being targeted.
I think there's other ways to come up with the money versus hitting everybody that smokes.
It's like $5, $6. Parliament's is almost $7 a pack. It's ridiculous.
Smoker Renee Gazelle says the increase may prove beneficial.
It helps cutting down from people to smoke because they can't afford buying it.
Every 10% increase in tobacco prices reduces youth smoking by nearly 7%. The advantages to the tax are drawing many supporters.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I really do. It's for a good cause.
This may be enough for some smokers to put their cigarettes out for good. In Northridge, Cynthia Martinez, Valley View News.
An Associated Press GFK poll conducted last week says most people plan to use this year's tax refunds to pay their bills. 54% of those surveyed said they will use the refund to pay off credit card, utility, housing, and other bills. This compares to 35% of people who said the same thing in 2008. The Internal Revenue Service expects to send out $330 billion by the end of tax season.
White House officials say the stimulus money for roads and bridges is doing an effective job. So far, the Department of Transportation has funded more than 2,000 projects. Officials say many of the roads and bridges are ahead of schedule and within their budget. The White House hopes the stimulus dollars will improve infrastructure and create jobs.
Aside from the economy, another important issue President Obama has started to work on is an immigration reform bill. Claudia Carrasco was at the Los Angeles Federal Building with the story.
With a sign that showed a countdown to what supporters hope will be an introduction of an immigration reform in Congress, these people gathered to inform the community they are ready to take on the streets of downtown LA this coming May. Supporters continue sending the same message of 3 years ago, but feel more hopeful with the new administration.
We need a new immigration reform law or bill. So we've been pressing for that since 2006, La Gran Marcha, with over 1 million people. So we're continuing the struggle for una reforma migratoria.
Organizers expect massive numbers of demonstrators to come out and let their voices be heard.
Nothing has ever been won from the top down. The politicians have never given us what we wanted because we asked nicely. So I think that showing people that we are ready to get out there and struggle as communities, as united people, then we will have a positive effect, and there will be comprehensive immigration reform.
This press conference followed a message sent by the Obama administration announcing an immigration bill to be of priority to the president starting this May. Reporting from Los Angeles, Claudia Carrasco, Valley View News.
The Metropolitan Transportation Authority has begun discussions on extending the Purple Line subway to Santa Monica. The first of a series of 6 public meetings was held last Monday. Metro officials say they are heavily relying on public input in order to make a decision. Construction on the more than $6 billion project could begin as early as 2012. The next meeting will be held tomorrow evening at 6 at the Beverly Hills Public Library.
Electric bills may soon become a thing of the past. State Assemblywoman Lori Saldana has proposed a bill requiring new California homes to be energy producers. If passed, all homes built after 2020 would generate their own power from solar panels, nearby wind, or geothermal plants. Saldana says the bill will reduce the dependence on fossil fuels, helping the fight against global warming.
Mayor Villaraigosa met with Board of Education members last week to discuss the proposed layoffs of more than 8,000 school district employees. The layoffs would include more than 3,000 teachers. School Superintendent Ramon Cortines proposed the layoffs to reduce a $718 million budget deficit. Villaraigosa suggests several options to minimize layoffs, including recommending employees agree to salary reductions. A 3% pay cut could save over 2,000 jobs. Coming up next, more news and sports.
And a dramatic weekend at the Masters.